he's a little bit intimidating because of how good he is. Super nice guy, not intimidating in that way, but in playing with him, he's just very, very good.
Good morning. It is bright and early. It's like 6:30 right now. All right, today's pro tip. Is that what we're doing on these vlogs? I don't know. Just kind of sharing something that I do before every gig because of a big fiasco I had once, which I'll tell you the story in a second. Checklists. Checklists are super handy. Sometimes I forget stuff. So I have a little checklist here, which I haven't checked off anything. This has my wardrobe. This is my very, very expensive and premium shoe holder for my Tabi. Yeah, and then not only that, but I have things like sticks, water, that kind of stuff. So just to make sure that I don't forget everything, because like right now, it's early in the morning, I'm barely awake, and it would be easy to forget something. So checklists, do it. All right, made it to the school early. I'm gonna go check in now. I think something that's gonna be hard with a lot of these school shows that I do is I don't want to film and get kids in the video, right? So maybe you will see part of the show, maybe you won't. We'll find out. Sorry, let me look at you. I don't know, man, something about wearing sunglasses seems so douchey, but I can't help it. It's really bright. Man, these kids at this school really liked clapping. In the beginning, David was playing something on the chew, and the kids picked up on it and started clapping to it, and then like the whole set, they were finding rhythms to clap along to or just making up their own. It was really cool. David is someone who, when I play with in the beginning, he's a little bit intimidating because of how good he is. Super nice guy, not intimidating in that way, but in playing with him, he's just very, very good. Played a piece of his called Heavy Desserts, which also kind of intimidates me a little bit. Well, let's talk about it back home. This is a really cool piece for a few reasons. The song is in 6/8, and what that means is the feel, we have 6 beats, and the feel is like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the underlying pulse. But the melodies here are in like a duple feel. So if this is the meter, right, we have the pulse here. What we hear with the fouet is dun, 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 dun. Now, we're not really hearing the right hand in the piece. So we hear this. And it just sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But there is that sneaky 6 underneath. And it does appear throughout the piece, but it's not really prevalent. The hard part is here at the end, this lick that David puts in, that's a unison hits. And they're in all sorts of weird places. So let's look at the music here. Really, we're just looking at these 2 bars are kind of the weirdest. So why is it weird? Well, right before that, the setup for here, we have this. This gives it that duple feel that I was talking about, where we're supposed to be feeling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but we're actually feeling 1, 2, 3, 4. So that kind of throws everything off. This is in that 6 feel, so we're shifting feels real quick. And this is on beat 2. So normally the heavy beat, right, is beat 1. That's kind of the anchor a lot of times. Well, here we're on beat 2. So that's kind of weird. Right here we have the and of 6. That's kind of an odd place to put a hit. Here we have the and of 1. So now these consecutive hits together kind of shift where you feel the beat. And then for me, from this point on, this, if I'm not really paying attention, is all messed up. And then David throws in the very end of the piece is not on a beat that you would think it might be on, which might be like 1 or 4. No, this is on beat 5. We're gonna follow along with the music and I'll try to explain those feels I was talking about. So the underlying pulse is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the flute is gonna play that duple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very weird, but very cool. I almost forgot to tell you the story of why I use checklists now. I used to be in an 80s cover band. I had a gig that was maybe about 2 hours away from where I lived, and when I got to that gig, I realized I forgot my drum rack. Now, if you don't know, the rack is something that you put all of the drums on. That's what holds the drums. So without the rack, there was nothing to put 4 out of the 5 drums I couldn't use. I thought about maybe renting something that didn't work. What ended up working is this was an electronic drum set, so I used the foot pad because that didn't need the rack with my feet like normal, and then I plugged in my iPad, which had GarageBand on there. I plugged that into the PA system also, so I used my iPad for my hands and used the regular foot pad for my feet. And then actually some people thought that that was just my setup. I had some people come up to me and like, wow, that's a really cool drum setup. That, you know, how'd you think of that? And it's like, because I'm a dum-dum and I forgot my drum rack. Anyway, that's why I use checklists, so that I don't forget something major like that. And I think that does it for today. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the very, very end. If you haven't already, subscribe. So the next video probably won't be until next week because that's when I have the next gig. Winnie says, please subscribe, come back, see the next one. Hopefully these videos get better. Okay, bye.